Hello and welcome to another episode of Soap Goes to the Oscars. This is episode 43, and I'm recording it on September 8th, 2024. And the movie I watched this time was The Gay Divorcee from 1934, still in the 7th Academy Awards ceremony. And some Wikipedia here, directed by Mark Sandrich, screenplay by George Marion Jr., Dorothy Yost, Edward Kaufman, based on Gay Divorce, 1932 musical by Dwight Taylor, produced by Pandro S. Berman, starring Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, Alice Brady, and Everett Horton. Cinematography by David Abel, edited by William Hamilton, music by Max Steiner, distributed by RKO Radio Pictures. Released on October 19th, 1934. It's 107 minutes long. This one I found on YouTube. I was a little shorter. It was an hour and 45 minutes instead of an hour and 47. So I don't know if anything was cut out of it or not. The only issue was that the closed captions were in Spanish. So I wasn't able to use those. But it was the sound was good and everything. So it wasn't hard to hear anybody or any of that. Let's see, production. Okay, so new songs introduced in the film, The Continental, and I will get to that in a moment. Won the first Academy Award for Best Original Song. Oh, yeah, for its elaboration in the more than 16-minute song and dance sequence towards the end of the film, as sung by Rogers, Eric Rhodes, and Lillian Miles, and danced by Rogers, Astaire, and ensemble performers. Yeah, like I said, I'll get to that. Development after the success. So this was the second movie with Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers after Flying Down to Rio, and the second of 10 pairings that they did together. And after the success of Flying Down to Rio, RKO's head of production, Pandro S. Berman, purchased screen rights to Dwight Taylor's Broadway musical Gay Divorce, with another Astaire and Rogers matchup in mind. According to Astaire's autobiography, director Mark Sandrich claimed that RKO altered the title to insinuate that the film concerned the amorous adventures of a recently divorced woman, divorcee. In addition to the credited screenwriters, Robert Benchley, and blah, blah, blah. Dance routines from the film, specifically Night and Day, and the scene in which Astaire dances on the table were taken from Astaire's performances in the original play, Gay Divorce. Exteriors set in what was supposed to be the English countryside were shot in Clear Lake, California. Additional exteriors were filmed in Santa Monica and Santa Barbara, California. The car driven by Rogers was her own, a 1929 Duesenberg Model J. It still exists and has been displayed at least once in the Amelia Island car show. Censorship concerns. James Wingate, director of studio relations for RKO, warned, considering the delicate nature of the subject upon which the script is based, great care should be taken in the scenes dealing with Mimi's lingerie, and no intimate article should be used. Wingate also insisted that no actor or actress appear in only pajamas. There are differing accounts of why the film's name was changed from the play's Gay Divorce to The Gay Divorcee. In one, the Hays office insisted that RKO changed the name, finding it too frivolous toward marriage. While a divorcee could be gay or lighthearted, it would seem unseemly to allow divorce to appear so. According to Astaire, however, the change was made proactively by RKO. Sanders told him that The Gay Divorcee was selected as the new name because the studio thought it was a more attractive sounding title centered around a girl. RKO even offered $50 to any employee who could come up with a better title. In the United Kingdom, the film was released under the title The Gay Divorce. So this is like comedy musical, but I have an issue with these older ones that claim to be musicals, but then there's hardly any singing in them. There were, 3, maybe 4 numbers where they sang, and certainly some dancing by Astaire and a little bit with him and Rogers. But the first song didn't even come in until 18 minutes into the movie. So, I already knew it was supposed to be a musical, but if it's kind of like get to the music, I guess. But the story is basically he plays a guy holding a famous dancer while they're in England. Him and a friend are in England, and he runs across Mimi Glossop, played by Ginger Rogers. And, he kind of is instantly enamored with her and keeps trying to find her for like a couple of weeks. He finally does find her, but she doesn't want anything to do with him. Then there's like the whole setup for their sort of third or whatever meet cute is that his friend is a lawyer and she's trying to divorce her husband. And so they create this scheme, the lawyer and her, to where she's going to be caught by the husband with another man and he'll want to divorce her. And it just so happens he brings along Fred Astaire with him. And of course, they meet up and she mixes him up with the person that's supposed to pretend to be having an affair with her. So, hijinks ensue. And I just got to say, like, Fred Astaire and saying he can dance, kind of a goofy looking dude. So he's lucky that he could sing and dance, I guess. But I don't know. I know he's was a pretty big deal back then, but it's not like the most handsome guy compared to, some of the other stars from around that time. Yeah, so the song, The Continental, it starts out, I actually like went back and saw when this sort of number started and when it ended, and it was more than 16 minutes. Probably could have been 6 instead. It was like started with they're at a place that's playing this song and people are dancing and they're watching. The two of them are watching, and she says, "Oh, it's that new song, The Continental." And he asks her if she knows the words, and she sings part of it at least. So then they go down and they dance. They start dancing up in the room. They make their way down to the floor and they dance. And then the Italian dude that was pretending to be her lover starts singing the song with a accordion. Like he starts singing his version, singing the song, but same lyrics that she just sang. Song still going. And then they were like hiding from him. And when he goes back in the room, they come back out and they dance more. And it went on for like 17, 18 minutes. It was so long. And it was just the same music over and over, and then sung by two different people. Unnecessary. So it did have its funny moments. The friend that played the lawyer was funny. Brett Astaire was charming. I didn't love Ginger Rogers in it, to be honest. Maybe it was just the character. She was fine, like the acting was fine and everything, but I guess I didn't like the character. Didn't I think I gave this a 2.5 on Letterboxd. Like it was fine, had some good parts, but at an hour and 45 minutes, it was a little too long. Probably could have taken 10 minutes out just from that one number, and it would have been better. An hour and a half would have been just fine to get the point across. Yeah, not my favorite of this bunch. Not a bad one, not the worst one, but just something didn't get me with this one. So I know this is kind of an abrupt ending, but I don't really have anything else to say about it. So that's all I got for this one. See you next time.